6:47 Leafs Panthers tickets next hour. We'll give you a chance to win some. I'll let you know, but it's coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. And don't forget, Toronto and Edmonton. That is tonight, 9:30 p.m. on Sports in Ontario. And Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Jordan Spieth won the weekend's Valspar Championship in a third playoff hole, a walk-off birdie. It's a great ball. He's got a four-way playoff, four-playoff. The Arnold Palmer this weekend. Joining us on the telephone, my friend, your friend, former PGA Tour professional, and now greenskeeper at the Summit Golf and Country Club, Mr. Ian Leggett.
Greenskeeper.
Hey, bud. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. What have you been up to?
No, just waiting for all the snow to go away so I can get all my members back out on the golf course.
Yeah, it's you're now. Was it tough to make a transition from being a tour pro to telling people to take their hats off in the dining room?
That's just you when you show up at Summit. Everybody else abides by the rules.
Do you have those goofy rules there too? Like, do you have rules where you go, you know, you can't wear, plaid on this day, or no jeans in the clubhouse?
No, jeans are allowed.
Yeah.
No hats. Tuck your shirt in, Dean. Okay, please.
You got to tuck it in all the time?
Preferably.
Is there a tuck-in rule there, really?
Not really, no. Smart dresses. Smart dress is the appropriate term for stuff like that.
What does that mean? What does smart dress mean?
I'll show it to you. We have pictures in the men's locker room for you.
He's lying. They don't have pictures. What about hats? Can you wear hats inside?
No.
Do you know why you can't? I'll
I'm going to tell you. I told you this, and you've been stealing it ever since I told you.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
It goes back to a lot of golf clubs in Canada used to have a picture. We do not at the Summit, and a lot of clubs don't anymore. Used to have a picture of the Queen in the clubhouse. And it was respectful to take your hat off when you came in, but that's a very Commonwealth British rule. Take your hat off in the clubhouse. So.
Seriously, like,
Yeah, so
I think golf
rules
are like.
The person that tells you to take your hat off is being a dick. A, probably is, but B, there's a reason for it, and it's just kind of a silly little reason, right? Yeah. Did you watch? Sorry, George wants to ask you a question.
Ian, we were talking after. Dean says he can beat you now in a round of golf, and I kind of snickered. Did Dean beat you in a round?
There is absolutely no chance of that happening.
Yeah, I can. I have.
Never.
Dude, when did we play like Angus a few years ago, and I got a birdie and you got a par?
Oh, on one hole?
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, fine. You remember that? I think you even got a bogey that, and I birdied that long par 5.
That could have happened. I'll go for it.
So how does Dean hit them, Lego?
He actually plays pretty good. Yeah. He's pretty good.
Not bad.
I would have to give McCowan. I'd give McCowan probably the leg up on that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he a shooter?
Match though. It'd be a good match.
Head to head.
And he would get in your head by about the third hole. You'd have no chance.
He'd get all up in my kitchen, would he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I love to talk trash, but when I get down on it, right? Like when I'm not playing well, I get mad. I'll throw clubs and stuff.
I've seen that too.
Can you do that at the Summit? Can you throw stuff?
Preferably not.
Hey, listen, let's talk a little bit this week. Did you watch any of the golf this weekend?
I did. Yeah, it was awesome.
How good is that Jordan Spieth kid?
You know, it's interesting, and I got on a little bit of a rant with Richard Sokol on Twitter yesterday. But it's interesting, a young guy like that has to go to a putting style like that right now. There's no doubt about it. This kid he's the real deal. My concern with him is already reverting, looking at the hole while he's putting. That is just a pure result of having some putting issues. And how long term is this? He's only 21 years old. And I get that he's doing it to alleviate, any kind of tension that he's got in his putting stroke. He's got a fear of missing short putts. There's no doubt about it. Between watching him and Bubba Watson over 4-footers would make anybody nervous. So there's something going on there that who knows how long term this is going to last, but there's no doubt about it. The kid's won twice now. He's not even 22 years old yet.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I saw him with that huge handle putter and backhanded weird kind of claw grip, but I thought usually that's like 35, 37-year-old kind of I got the yips kind of grab. But why is that? Why do guys do that?
Well, it's just, he's created some tension somewhere. He's got a problem with missing short putts. And, when you see the best putters that ever played the game, you don't ever see them doing stuff like that. You see, when you look at Brad Faxon and then Ben Crenshaw and Seve Ballesteros, some of the greatest putters that have ever played the game, it was very traditional. It looked like they were born with a putter in their hand. And as you say, Jordan Spieth, it just doesn't look comfortable to me. And, sure, he's going to have his weeks where he makes a lot of putts. And, you start missing short putts, that bleeds into the rest of your game. You can't chip it close enough. You're fearful of missing greens because, you're going to struggle to get it up and down. And then that leads into missing fairways. And, as soon as the putting kind of becomes a crutch in your game, then all of a sudden, it does start to cause problems in the rest of your game. So it's going to be interesting to watch this as this starts to unfold since he's only 21 years old.
Who's got the leg up heading into Augusta National? Obviously, we got the Arnold Palmer Bay Hill this weekend, but who's playing the best right now heading into Augusta? Or it doesn't matter because that golf course is so unique.
Oh, I think Dustin Johnson. I think, the way he's come out of the gate after, taking time off for suspension and drug abuse and everything else that's gone on with him over the last, really, not just year. This is something that stemmed from quite a while ago.
Hey, and real quick, when he got suspended, did they say because it was due to the scoops?
It was. He wasn't lifting his jet ski in the ocean this time. It hurt his back.
Yeah, he's doing lines off it.
But you know what? There's this guy's got more talent, and then I think than anybody on the PGA Tour when you put all the pieces together.
More than Rory?
Yeah, I think so. I think that he doesn't have a fear factor in him. Like a guy who's come back from where he's come back from, and being able to do what he does shows a lot about the kind of person he is. He just doesn't care. And when you have that mentality, long time ago, somebody told me this. It takes you either got to be really stupid or really smart to be able to play the game of golf at such a high level. And I know what side of the scale Dustin Johnson is. And there's a lot of great players that have, that just, and I think that comes with, they just totally disrespect or have no fear for the moment.
Yeah.
And, and when you're stuck in that middle ground is where tension builds up and you get nervous, you can't execute. And Dustin Johnson's a guy, Bubba Watson's another guy. There's lots of great players that have played the game that just, they seem to be able to perform under the greatest amount of heat. And, when it comes around to Augusta National, I got to like Dustin Johnson.
All right, brother. Hey, listen, thanks a lot. Have fun at work today, and make sure you crease your pants.
I'll do it.